When you look at the current Rap-A-Lot roster, who's the base of who's on the label at this point? Because when we look at YB and Namir, he's probably one of the ones that's like the biggest, doing the most over the past couple of years. I feel lucky that I like basically seen his career from day one.
Yeah. Namir, Jay, Osiris. We got a lot of guys, man. You gonna get me in trouble.
That is a rough one, yeah.
I ain't gonna say all the right names. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right, but
We
so
got DJ XO, new artist that we working with out of Houston. We got Young Lyric that we're working with out of Houston too. I got a new artist coming. He about to get home. He come home on September the 13th. He go by the name of Honeycomb Brazen. He from Alabama. He about to be one of the coldest guys in the game, hands down. Watch.
I'm
What
watching.
should I tell you? We gonna be back.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, that sounds great.
But it's a lot of artists that we dealing with,
Definitely.
from the top to the bottom.
Do you feel like, because it seems like over the last couple of years that we've seen a whole bunch of incidents where it's basically like this old school culture of respect that you guys kind of epitomize colliding with the modern clout chasing, AKA teenagers are just stupid as fuck, and that's always been that way. But, you know, when we see a situation like what happened with Jay and with people posting video clips and Rap-A-Lot chains getting stolen and shit like that, and having to have these whole social media campaigns to get them back. Talk to me about that sort of collision of like the new generation and then you guys who sort of epitomize that old school culture of respect.
I mean, it's just social media. Social media has it where people can act like they're somebody that they're not. So it's a whole social media thing, and it comes with the territory. This world is about adapting and conquering because you cannot stop transformation. There's something that transforms. It's a big social media game going on right now where people can throw a rock and hide their hand. It's just what you gonna do when it's real life. You deal what I'm saying? So that's something that I don't pay too much mind to because I understand what I'm going against. And that's the internet. You can't beat the internet.
Yeah, because it puts you in a weird situation where you have to take to the internet to basically say, nah, this is not how this is going to go down. But then it's almost like you're kind of stooping to their level because you have to use Instagram to get that message out when I'm sure that you would rather hop on the phone, talk to somebody, never mind, link up with in person.
It's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation, but we know how to balance the two.
And it's interesting too, though, because it's like if you signed to Rap-A-Lot, you might have Jay Prince Jr. hopping out to inform people that you're not allowed to disrespect the brand name like that. Whereas if you go sign to Atlantic Records, you know, Mike Karen ain't gonna pull up at your crib.
And it's cool. Everybody got their own values. Everybody stay in their own lane. That's why I don't get outside of mine.
Right.
Everybody got their own value. They handle their business the way they handle their business.
Yeah.
It's just disrespect is something that we won't tolerate.
Right. Yeah, it's important. It feels like a lot of people who, you know, in terms of like the younger generation and stuff who might not have been necessarily as familiar with Rap-A-Lot or you, that when this whole 6ix9ine situation went down, that this was like kind of this key moment where it was like, you know, and obviously it's just you handling business and everything, but it's also like it really was kind of a good moment to be able to show what you guys are all about on a larger scale.
I mean, it was just a moment where I had to put a kid in his place. Like, and as you see, like once I addressed the situation, I said nothing more about it because I'm not no lip boxer. I'm not gonna go on social media and go back and forth with you. None of that. I'm gonna check your temperature. And you know, respect can be shown in a bunch of different fashions. He showed me respect when he come to the World Star Show. That was respect. Whether he wanted to say it or not, and the world want to say it or not, it was respect. He respect the power. So I seen he respected me, and I never spoke up on it again.
Right. Oh, so you felt like he did something afterwards by going to another show that sort of corrected the wrong that came about in the first place?
No, what I'm saying is after that little fly talking or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That happened, and we went out there to Austin and addressed the situation. I feel like it was a situation that didn't need to be addressed anymore because he showed me respect by not coming.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, because I mean, that's got to be one of the most extreme examples that we've seen in recent years of basically, you know, street dudes, quote unquote, sort of like taking in somebody who wasn't cut from the same cloth and bringing them into their web, their family, and then us all seeing the terrible repercussions that came from that.
So you gotta know what you're dealing with, and you can't make somebody who you are. You gotta make sure that your artists stay in their lane too, because at the end of the day, they might not be able to deal with their pressure, and you ain't gonna be there all the time. So you gotta make sure that as an artist or as a CEO, that you make sure your people stay in their lane and play their role. Everybody can't be the quarterback. You ain't gonna win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta master their positions. You gotta have your blockers. You gotta have your receivers. You gotta have the person who can run the ball. Like, everybody master their role, stay in their lane, play their position. You can win the Super Bowl. But when you got people portraying shit that they really ain't, there ain't no longevity in that because it ain't real.
Crazy. So I did want to ask you about this. As much as we've already talked about respect in this interview, you're kind of like the king of dumping water on people while they're sleeping.
Water Boys Association. Yes, sir.
When I think about that shit, I think about like Chief Keef when he was like 18. He would always be doing it on the gram and shit. When did that become a part of your life?
Hey, like, we've been doing this for years. But it really started out based up in the studio because we want people to be in the studio working. So the sleepers in the studio, bow, wake up. Yeah, splash this water on you, wake up, you here to work. You ain't here to sleep.
I seen you hit the chef's friend with it though. Pretty girl. I'm like, man, she got to redo her makeup and everything. Damn. I really felt bad for her.
Hey, she was a good sport. Shout out to her.
She did laugh at it a lot.
She was a good sport. Man.
I was like, man, if I did that to my girl, it would not go down so well.
Sometimes you gotta pick your poison.
Yeah.
You gotta pick and choose.
That's facts. Can I tell you about, and the other thing I wanted to loop in when we were talking about people sort of disrespecting the brand name and stuff. Most recent thing that I've seen expressed by the Prince family on social media was basically this outcry against these ecstasy pills that they've been selling with Rap-A-Lot logos on. How does that make you feel?
I mean, this shit troubling right there. Like, it's crazy. First off, I don't know if it's the police or the streets.
Real. Interesting.
But regardless of the situation, it's crazy for somebody to try to make our name look bad and what we stand for, knowing that we don't represent that. That ain't what we a part of, never will be a part of. The brand too big. Why jeopardize a legacy behind pennies? It's pennies. And who's stupid enough to put their mark on the goddamn drug? This shit crazy. So we figuring it out though. I don't know if it's the police or the streets. But yeah, it ain't gonna be tolerated.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Especially knowing just that fucking half the time you see a pill floating around the streets these days, it ain't what they're saying it is either.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
You never, that's an interesting route that we could go down. You never been a partier? You never, I might have seen you hit the Henny a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
That's about as far as it goes?
Yeah, I mean, I'll smoke a little bit every now and then, but yeah, I ain't never experienced or experimented with nothing else.
Right.
Nothing in my life. I ain't never even tried it. I got addicted personality.
Right.
I know if I like something, I got the means to get it. You dig? So I don't even experiment or try new things that I feel like will be a downfall to me.
Especially being around so many rappers from a young age too. It's like you probably seen up close and personal.
I don't get in people's business. I let them do what they do, but I'm just not gonna partake in it.
For me, as one of the biggest Pimp C fans ever, I'm gonna say that, but obviously I can't prove that. But talk to me about seeing him as a youngin.
And Pimp, one of the really guys I knew, and I say that because he always spoke his mind, like period. He didn't give a fuck who you were, where he was at, or anything like that. Pimp always spoke his mind. He always kept it real, and that's something that I will forever respect about him because everybody can't do that. Right. Everybody don't do them.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's just like when you look at rappers, it's just he probably had one of the most enigmatic, just exciting personalities, and he was so like I read this biography about him. It's actually incredible that I really recommend people read. But I mean, they were really going to depth about just who he was as a person and how volatile he was and how he was so. It was like he had multiple personalities kind of all wrapped in one, and you sort of didn't know what you were going to get, but all of them came out musically.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And you guys still have a relationship with Bun B and shit too, right?
Oh, yeah, Bun family. Yeah, for life. Bun family. Got a new project he working on right now too.
And he's starting to rap a lot?
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's important. Talk to me about Bushwick Bill. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. to the legend, man.
That must have been huge for you because, I mean, but do you remember him being around quite a bit as a kid, or was that almost before your time?
Nah, I remember Bushwick since I was a youngster. Like,
Okay.
He always been around. From a kid to an adult. Like, we were together a couple months before he passed at a concert and stuff, fucking around. Well, yeah, it's a sticky situation right there. I ain't see it coming.
Really?
We weren't in tune that he was going through what he was going through. So, yeah, R.I.P. to Bushwick, though.
How do you feel about that conversation that's been going around since he passed? Sort of, we've seen Willie D saying he didn't go to the funeral because they didn't get along. Do you feel like that is the right way to handle it if you genuinely didn't get along with somebody during their life?
I mean, to each his own. Everybody got their own personal perspectives and reasons to why they make their decisions. So I'm not here to say whether somebody's decision was right or wrong because I wasn't in a position.
But did it, do you feel like he got what he deserved in his passing? Like, it's something that happens over time where if a rapper maybe has their high point at some point in 10, 20 years ago or whatever, and then when they pass, it's almost like, damn, like they're not always revered to the extent that a lot of us maybe feel like they should have been.
Man, I feel like his home going.
This ain't sneaky. I ain't trying to sneak you here.
I feel like he went out as a legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was celebrated here and he was celebrated after death. And it was a beautiful thing. Like, everybody came and supported him. The ones who didn't, they had their personal reasons or whatever. But he'll forever be a legend in our eyes.
Definitely.